Yes, it's 10 p.m. and time to face the nation. Jammu and Kashmir was peaceful today, but the peace is deceptive. For the first time in over a decade, openly separatist slogans are being shouted out in Srinagar. Jeeve Pakistan, long live Pakistan. Bharat teri maut aayi, Lashkar aayi. India, your death has come, Lashkar is coming. And almost 5 lakh turnout at the United Nations office in Srinagar shouted these slogans. The central government is looking helpless. Kashmir is drifting dangerously away from India. That brings us to our question of the day tonight. J&K crisis. Is Azadi an idea whose time has come? Type QOTD space Y for yes, QOTD space N for no, SMS to 52622. And as you know, you can also vote online and express an opinion on this very crucial question. So why not do that on IBNLive.com? And facing the nation tonight, Mehbooba Mufti Saeed, President of the PDP, is joining us from Srinagar. Arun Jaitley, MP and spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, is joining us from Delhi. Abhishek Manu Singhvi, MP and national spokesperson of the Congress Party, is joining us from Delhi. We'll hear from our guests in just a bit. The top story on Face the Nation. It started as a dispute over whether land should be given to the Amarnath Shrine Board. And it has now become a full-fledged crisis about the future of Kashmir in India. Today was a peaceful day in Srinagar. Shops open, there were lines outside ATMs, heavy traffic on the roads. But Jammu is still on the boil. The Amarnath Sangharsh Samiti has today formed a 4-member committee for talks with the governor.
But in Kashmir, peace prevailed. Markets were crowded with shoppers, there was heavy traffic on the roads, and people queued at ATMs. The Hurriyat conference has called off agitations for 3 days before they take out a march to Eidgah on Friday.
हम लग रहे 10-15 दिन के बाद हम दुकान खोल रहे हैं। बाकी इस वक्त जो कश्मीर में तहरीक चल रही है, हम इसके पूरी तरफ दिल जान से हम इसकी हिमायत करते हैं।
The Amarnath Raumi have brought together the disparate factions of Hurriyat. Said Shagilani and Mirwais Umar Farooq will be meeting on Wednesday to chalk out future strategies.
Never before have the separatist leaders faced such tremendous expectations from people of Kashmir. And now, will the Hurriyat be able to present a unified face and deliver? With Pawan Bali in Jammu, in Srinagar, Mufti Islam.
India stands at the very brink of her nationhood. Let's get you the national results of our SMS poll. The Jammu and Kashmir crisis, is Azadi an idea whose time has come? What are you telling us at the start of the show? 70%, in fact, are there saying yes, and 27% are saying no. So a big majority there are saying yes, Azadi is an idea whose time has come. On that point, crossfire. Arun Jaitley of the Bharatiya Janata Party, your party is telling us that this is a dispute between separatists and nationalists. But there are many liberal writers, of whom Arundhati Roy, the eminent writer, is one, who's saying that Kashmir needs Azadi. Columnists like Veer Sanghvi, like Swaminathan Iyer are all saying India cannot hold Kashmir by force. There has to now be a referendum. There has to be a plebiscite, and Kashmiris must be allowed to determine whether they want to stay with India or not. How do you react to that?
Well, I totally reject this idea. I think India can do without Arundhati Roy. It can't do without Kashmir. The point simply is, you had certain set of wrong policies which culminated in a situation where the whole movement which started for a separate status in 1950, its journey has been towards separatism. But I think even today, no country worth its salt is going to allow its territory to be compromised with, and India shall not under any circumstances compromise with this territory. It is true that the space for the nationalist forces, the mainstream political parties in Kashmir, has been narrowed down in the last few days. But that's a recent phenomena. There was a phenomena a couple of months ago where the national parties and the mainstream parties had a large amount of space in Kashmir. Some wrong policies of the government are responsible for this, but I think India as a nation should stand unitedly, determined to get back that space for the nationalist forces and the mainstream parties, even in the Kashmir.
So do you therefore believe that all such writers, whether it's Arundhati Roy or whether it's Veer Sanghvi or whether it's Swaminathan Iyer, are they all anti-national?
Well, I am not for a moment saying that, but I certainly will say that writing an article is very different from running a country. Countries are not administered by writers who can write in the flow of the movement. Countries are held together by a determination to hold the nation together, and those who have no stake in running a system are free to express their views in a democratic society, but certainly I don't think their views are going to be acceptable to a large part of India.
Okay, well, let's hear from Mehbooba Mufti. Mehbooba Mufti, you have just today launched an attack on the BJP, saying that it's the Sangh Parivar element which is making matters worse. The BJP has in fact called for the PDP to be deregistered and believes that the truck drivers who caused the blockade were all PDP activists. But don't you feel that such slogans as Bharat Teri Maut Aayi, Lashkar Aayi, Jeeve Pakistan, should you not sound a note of caution? Should you not challenge these kind of slogans?
Well, Sagarika, we have always been very consistent in that you cannot wish away the Kashmir problem. You need to have a dialogue and evolve a solution to the Kashmir problem. I mean, you just can't wish away the situation in Kashmir. The process that was started by Atal Bihari Vajpayee, he had two rounds of dialogue with the Hurriyat leaders. Many confidence-building measures were taken forward. But unfortunately, for the last 3 years, all those measures, they came to a standstill, whether it was the Muzaffarabad road, whether it was reduction of troops, whether it was revocation of special powers. I mean, the reconciliatory process that had started by Atal Bihari Vajpayee, it continued till 2005, but suddenly after the transfer of power, everything came to a standstill. You just can't blame the people of Kashmir. You have pushed them to the wall with this economic blockade by BJP. You have totally alienated the people of Kashmir.